the main thing that they should have done so far from the government is to repatriate the people who are working from home to go back at the office, work there, work at night and during the weekend, to just clear the lineup and make sure that everybody had their passport to go back and get their flight in time.
Well, Alexa, from what you're telling me then, this is an incredibly easy fix, and it's for the people in management, the bosses, to tell these personnel that, you've probably gotten very comfortable just working at home in your pajamas these last 2 years, but the pandemic's basically over. Get back to work. Start going into the office. Start fulfilling your duties. Why isn't that being done?
So no, they use the money to hire more security and more personnel to make sure that nobody were entering inside of the building and to manage like the big crowd that was yelling outside. So is it really appropriate? So we are paying more security and more officer inside of the building, but we have nobody that are working inside of the office. So I think it's really outrageous to see the taxpayer, all our money it's using for dealing with all what is going on with the Canada passport. Because I talk with so many people in the lineup, and most of them have lost their flight.
Oh, yes, we saw that. And, this is just so egregious, though, Alexa. Like I said, for 2 years, basically, nobody in government got laid off. They just got paid for basically not doing work. Now, when they're required to actually do some work, it's like, I'm kind of happy where I am, staying at home, not doing work, and we are paying for it. But Alexa, what I want to address is the big lie here. Mm-hmm. Recently, the Liberals have said that these horrible lineups are the result of a surge in passport applications, and the numbers have been crunched. And guess what, my friend? The passport applications going on right now in Canada are actually lower than the applications post-COVID. In other words, some 2 years ago. So I know it seems incredible with the likes of Marco Mendicino and Justin Trudeau and Bill Blair in the Liberal government that these Liberals might not tell the truth. But what do you make of this falsehood in terms of blaming this on a surge that does not exist?
But first of all, they knew that was coming up. Like, people are not traveling since 2 years. Why applying for a passport if you're not sure if you will be able to travel again, especially with the uncertain time. But we need to know that it's not just here in Canada. I post my video, and a lot of people from G7 country were telling me that it's the same chaos for the passport like us. So I'm just wondering what is going on. Especially it was the chaos in the airport, and now it's the chaos in the passport. So I'm just wondering, is it like a really good way to implement the digital identity afterwards? Because they will say it's chaos everywhere, so we will like make a really easy way to travel. Is it the way to do that, or is it just because the government doesn't know how to do their job properly?
You know what, Alexa, I never thought of that. Maybe this is the government creating a crisis because they have that solution in their back pocket, potentially, that whole digital passport. But I'm just speculating now. One last question. Mm-hmm. Even if this is existing in other countries, the common denominator is that the passport issuance is operated by government. And what we're seeing here, I think, Alexa, is yet again the difference between government and the private sector. Say that passport office, say that was an ice cream shop, say that was Alexa and Dave's ice cream, kind of like the Canadian version of Ben and Jerry's ice cream. And we had people lined up around the block to buy our product. We wouldn't let them linger like that. We would hire extra staff. We would, do anything that's required to make that line move and deliver customer service excellence. But I guess when you're the government, you've got a monopoly on the service. It doesn't affect those in government. They fly around in private jets. So it's a big middle finger to the Canadian taxpayer who, ironically, is funding these people in the first place. Hey folks, that was an excerpt from my show, Rebel Roundup. Now, to get the full meal deal, why not go to Rebel News Plus, sign up, and never miss a Rebel News Plus show in the future.